Okay, let's try another ellipse. And again, we want to get in standard form, but we don't know what the a and the b are because the a is going to be the larger number, so we have to kind of leave our equations here in limbo till we can get a little work done on this. So first of all, we're going to use our completing the square process to get this in standard form so we can see what's going on. So first of all, I'll put my x's together. So I've got 4x squared and then plus 16x. And then I got plus 9y squared minus 18y, and that equals 11. I put the 11 on the other side, then I'll factor the 4 out. X squared plus 4x. Factor the 9 out. Y squared minus 2y. Leave myself some room. That equals 11. So there you go. So we're all set for this. Next step, x half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. But 4 times 4 is 16, so I'm actually adding 16 to the left, so I have to add 16 to the right. And over here, this is y, this is 1. 1 squared is 1. It's still positive, so I'm adding 1 to this, so actually 9 times 1, so I'm adding the 9 to both sides. Okay, and now we can factor this trinomial square, so it's going to be x plus 2 squared plus 9 times y minus 1 squared equals, that's going to be 36. Then I'll divide everything by 36 because I want to get a 1 here because it's in standard form. Each term by 36. And now I end up with x plus 2 squared over 9 plus y minus 1 squared over 4, and that equals 1. And 9 obviously is larger than 4, so my a will be 3, and this will be 2. So my a squared is going to be here, be there. So the larger numbers under the x. So that's going to be my major axis, will be the horizontal axes. Okay? So this is my standard form, and we can see that a is going to be 3, and b will be 2. And my center is going to be the point -2, 1. Okay. That looks all right. So we can go ahead and graph that. Now I can put it in a standard form. I'll use the same. Try to use a different one here. I think I got room. I can do it on this one here. All right, so we'll just put our center in. So our center is going to be at, like this. Here we go. So my center is at -2, 1. Okay. And then my A is going to be 3, so that's going to be my major axis. So I always check it over here. In other words, our shape equation would be x squared over 9 plus y squared over 4 equals 1. So we do a table of values, x and y. Okay, when x is 0, y squared will equal 4, so y would equal plus or minus 2. And when y is 0, x squared over 9 equals 1, so x equals plus or minus 3. So those are my vertices or my intercepts, so I would go x is plus or minus 2. I'm sorry, when x is plus or minus 3, when y is 0, so 0, I go 3 over here, and back 3. And then y would be when x is 0, or 0 from here, left or right, I'm going to go plus or minus 2. This will be a little bit easier to draw because it's a little smaller. I hope. And there's your ellipse. Okay, and then if I want to find the foci, my center here, these are my 4 vertices. If I want to find the foci, I'm going to use c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So a squared is 9, b squared is 4. So c squared equals 5. So c is equal to the square root, plus or minus the square root of 5. And we could say that's going to be about 2.2 because the square root of 4 is 2.2. Okay, because the square root of 4 is 2, so about 2.2 is a fair estimate. So we're going to go 2.2 from each of these points, so my foci is going to be here from the center, 1, 2.2, and back. So I can find the coordinates of the foci. Put that down here. So one of them would be, they're going to have the same y value, but because they're going to be on the major axes. Remember, this is the major axes. I should write over here. Length of the major axes. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, twice 6. And length of the minor axes is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your major axes and your minor axes, and the foci are on the major axes, the longer one. And we're going to go 1, 2.2 and back 2.2. And if you look at these coordinates, this is going to be the point, just 0.2, I guess. 0.2, 1. And the other one would be negative 1, 2, 3, 4.2. And those are your foci. So you can figure those out just once you have your graph. Okay. So we got the length of the major axes, the minor axes. We've got the center, the foci, and the sketch. So that's pretty much what we would ask you to do on an ellipse. Okay. And again, that's why you'd make, try to make this rounded. You don't want to look too much like a football. More like an egg. Elliptical. So make sure you don't get those pointed there. Sometimes it gets a little bit pointed. It starts to look like Stewie's head. There you go, okay? So there's your ellipse.